The air in Gaza is thick with the smell of smoke and fear. The streets, once bustling with life, are eerily quiet, punctuated by the distant thud of explosions. Children, their eyes wide with terror, cling to their mothers, their laughter replaced by a haunting silence. This is the grim reality of Gaza, a place where war has become a way of life, where survival is a daily struggle. For the people of Gaza, the conflict with Israel is not a distant news headline, but a visceral, ever-present threat. It is a cycle of violence that has left deep scars on the land and its people, robbing them of their loved ones, their homes, and their dreams. The relentless bombings and the constant fear of the next attack have created a pervasive sense of trauma, leaving an entire generation grappling with the psychological wounds of war. The conflict has not only shattered the physical landscape, but also ripped apart the fabric of society. Families have been torn apart, livelihoods destroyed, and the hope for a peaceful future seems to dwindle with each passing day. Every aspect of daily life, from education to healthcare, has been severely impacted, leaving the population in a state of perpetual vulnerability. The roots of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict run deep, entangled in a complex web of historical grievances, political disputes, and competing claims to the same land. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Hamas, the militant group that controls Gaza, is the latest chapter in this long and bloody saga. The two sides are locked in a seemingly intractable struggle, with each side blaming the other for the violence. The conflict is fueled by a potent mix of nationalism, religious fervor, and a deep sense of injustice felt by both sides. For Israelis, the conflict is about security and the right to exist within secure borders, a right they feel is constantly challenged by Hamas rocket attacks and incursions. For Palestinians, it is about self-determination and the struggle for an independent state, a dream that has been repeatedly deferred. The ongoing blockade of Gaza, imposed by Israel and Egypt, has exacerbated the humanitarian crisis in the region. The blockade, which restricts the flow of goods and people in and out of Gaza, has crippled the economy, leaving the majority of the population dependent on humanitarian aid for survival. The lack of basic necessities, coupled with the psychological toll of the conflict, has created a breeding ground for despair and radicalization. Amidst the ruins and despair, stories of resilience and courage emerge from the rubble. Meet Fatima, a young mother who lost her husband in a bombing raid. She now struggles to raise her 3 young children alone, clinging to the hope that one day they will know a life free from fear. Her story is not unique. It is a story shared by countless mothers, fathers, and children who have been touched by the tragedy of this conflict. Then there is Ahmed, a teacher who continues to educate his students despite the constant threat of violence. He believes that education is the only weapon against despair, the only hope for a better future. His classroom, once a sanctuary of learning, now doubles as a bomb shelter, a stark reminder of the ever-present danger that surrounds them. These are just a few of the countless stories of resilience, courage, and the undying hope for a better future that emerge from the heart of the conflict. Each story is a testament to the human spirit's ability to endure even in the face of unimaginable suffering, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, the flame of hope can still flicker. Life in Gaza is a constant negotiation with uncertainty. The threat of violence hangs heavy in the air, shaping every aspect of daily life. Families live with the knowledge that their homes could be destroyed at any moment, their lives upended in an instant. The simple act of stepping outside becomes an exercise in calculated risk, a gamble with fate. The conflict has had a devastating impact on the economy of Gaza. The blockade has crippled businesses, leaving many unemployed and struggling to provide for their families. The scarcity of basic necessities, coupled with the exorbitant prices, has made survival an everyday challenge. The lines at aid distribution centers grow longer with each passing day, a visible reminder of the widespread poverty and desperation that grip the region. The psychological toll of the conflict is immeasurable. The constant exposure to violence, the loss of loved ones, and the uncertainty of the future have left an indelible mark on the collective psyche of the people. The rates of PTSD, anxiety, and depression are alarmingly high, particularly among children who have known nothing but war their entire lives. The trauma of the conflict has become a generational curse, passed down from one generation to the next. Despite the overwhelming sense of despair, a glimmer of hope persists in the hearts of the people of Gaza. The dream of a peaceful future, a future free from fear and violence, continues to sustain them through the darkest of times. They cling to the belief that one day their children will know a life where bombs are not the soundtrack of their childhood, where the skies are not filled with the smoke of war. In the midst of the rubble and despair, acts of kindness and solidarity shine through. People share their meager resources with their neighbors, offering comfort and support to those who have lost everything. Community initiatives, fueled by a spirit of resilience and a determination to rebuild their shattered lives, sprout up amidst the ruins. These acts of defiance, these expressions of hope, are a testament to the enduring human spirit, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, the will to survive and rebuild can never be extinguished. The people of Gaza yearn for a life where they are no longer defined by the conflict, where their children can grow up without the shadow of war looming over them. They dream of a future where they can live in peace and security, where their land can once again flourish, and where the echoes of war are replaced by the sounds of laughter and hope. The conflict in Gaza is not just a political issue, it is a human tragedy. It is a story of loss, suffering, and resilience, a story that demands our attention and empathy. The people of Gaza are not faceless statistics. They are real people with real lives, hopes, and dreams that have been shattered by the cycle of violence. It is easy to get caught up in the political rhetoric, to view the conflict through the lens of ideology and blame. However, it is crucial to remember that behind the headlines, behind the political posturing, are real people who are bearing the brunt of this conflict. Their stories, their voices, deserve to be heard. The conflict in Gaza is a stark reminder of the human cost of war, of the enduring power of hope, and of the urgent need for a just and lasting peace. It is a call for empathy, a call to recognize the shared humanity that binds us all, and a call to work towards a future where peace and justice prevail.